Hello friends, welcome to my channel Game of Trades. Today is 30th of January 2018 and we will be continuing our discussion and learning about the stock market. So in this video I will be talking about the prerequisites which we need to know before we actually start to trade in the market. So in my last video I discussed about what assets we have, so we have equity, commodity, forex or currency market. Now these assets are available. We talked about that we will choose first equity. Mostly in terms of technical analysis, they are similar, though some differences are also there. So we first concentrate on equity, and in later coming videos in future we will talk about commodity, forex or currency. Now there are two segments, which is cash and derivatives. So derivatives, that is future and options, we will be discussing in later videos. First let's concentrate on what is cash segment. Now we have intraday trade types and delivery based. So if you are new into the market, then first you should concentrate on delivery based trading. So first be comfortable that what it means to buy, how do you buy a share, how do you sell it, what it means to keep it in your holding. Be comfortable with the software which is or the platform which is being provided by your broker. And once you are and in the starting, just keep the size small, so don't trade like 10,000 quantities and all. So maybe just to get a feel of how the trading is done, how you execute a trade, how do you place an order, just start with one or two quantity, and once you become comfortable with that, then only you start to go ahead and put the real amount. But then unless you are through with technical analysis, so I have technical analysis playlist where I have uploaded some videos, and I will have to and I will keep uploading a lot of videos there. I have planned, but still that is in very nascent phase. Still I have a lot of work to do, so maybe in few months I will be able to upload a lot of videos there where I can show you how technical analysis is done. But then this series of videos, first you will learn about how the market functions. So we have the asset types, we are trading in equity segment, and we are going for delivery based trading. Once you are comfortable with that, then you go for intraday and then only derivative segments. Now, let's say that we have decided that uh, we are trading in equities. So, let's say Reliance is doing quite good, and we want to buy 1,000 shares of Reliance. Now, Reliance as of now costs around 10,070 plus, but let's say for calculation purpose, we have Reliance which is costing around 1,000 per share. So 1,000 per share and 1,000 shares, that would mean 1 followed by 60, that is 10 lakhs. And let's say that we have sufficient balance, we can buy 1,000 shares. But then how do I buy? Because I don't know from whom to buy. How do I find a seller? Now this is a very important question, because that's how our market has evolved to whatever stage we are now. So this development, whatever we are seeing now, has come only because we were asking such questions, that how do I find seller? I have money, I have decided what to buy, but then how do I find those who are ready to sell? So I am having an opinion that Reliance is going to go up, and that's why I want to buy it. But then I need to find someone who does not think the way I am. He is thinking that Reliance may go down, and that's why he wants to sell it. Now, how do I find someone who is thinking opposite of me and would be willing to take a trade on Reliance, so so that I could buy it and he could sell it. Now these were the genuine problems that happened years back, and what happened, these led to growth of lot of local organizations, and they decided that we will be, and these organizations became a central place and that too they were very local. So every place would have, so every state will have a lot of these kind of small organizations where people will go and say that, okay, I am a buyer, I want to buy so much quantity of that stock. And then you will see that he already the person in that organization might already have other person who has asked for a buyer who will buy some shares from him, so he wanted to sell. So what this organization will do, he will just do a matching of that, he will call both the guys together and they will agree on a certain price, and this organization will definitely help them negotiate, and he will be the body who will be responsible that these trades happen correctly according to the promise which was made. Because that was also a problem in earlier time, that I can now promise, say that I'm ready to sell a Reliance on 1,000 rupees per share, but maybe later I say no, since I came to know some news, I will say that no, I will now sell at 1,100. So we need a certain kind of authority who can decide, someone who we can trust, and he will help us to trade smoothly without any bias. So that's why we needed this certain kind of local organizations, and there also a lot of thing happen, which a lot of corruption happened. So because these local authorities has no one to watch them, to take over them, and they were doing things on their will, and that's why later later we see that exchanges came. Now these are the central bodies. In fact, these in India we have NSE, BSE, but then there are other state level stock exchanges also, which are not very popular. So simply put, what is an exchange? Exchange is a place where buying and selling takes place. Now we know that these exchanges, we have NSE, BSE, but then does it mean that if I have to buy 1,000 shares of Reliance, do I really need to walk to an exchange? So if I'm in Bombay, then fine, I can go and walk, and that too, Bombay is not a small city. So let's say if I live in Thane and if I have to go to BSE, that's a lot of travel to go from Thane to BSE to South Mumbai. Now, these things, has a real problem. And let's say that you are in Delhi, then how will do you the trade? You cannot just walk to an exchange and do the trading. And that's where earlier when I told that we had this local organization, that's how it worked. But then even these two central, national level exchanges, we don't go and directly trade with them. So we have intermediate people who helps us put a trade, to execute a trade, and these are called brokers. So simply put, what is a broker? A broker is a trading member of a stock exchange who helps us put a trade in the stock exchange, and so he helps us connect to exchange. We are not connected to exchange directly but via a broker, and there are a lot of brokers nowadays. We have Sher Khan, we have Jirodha, we have Upstocks, we have Samco, we have ICICI Direct and all. And I will be talking about my experience of broker in later videos. Uh, but then currently in this video, try to understand that we needed this broker very much, and we have hundreds of broker now, not hundreds, but we have plenty of brokers now, There are local brokers also which are not very popular and they don't advertise in the uh, TV, but then there are a lot of brokers, local brokers, which are there and they are doing very good in terms of providing discount brokerage and also they are there actually. Now we have this broker, and to become a broker is also not so easy. There are some compliances, there are few certifications that needs to be presented before one can register as a broker, and there are different pathways. I will not go into detail that what it takes to become a broker because I am not sure if it is interesting to a lot of guys who is listening to this video, because as a retail trader we just want to know an overview and then rush to the trading and technical analysis. But if at all you are interested, then I can talk about in some other videos what it takes to be a broker, what are the compliances. But then I will defer that if somebody shows interest, then we will see that if I need to do a video on that. So we have this broker which is very important. They provide us software, they provide us a platform, and to be comfortable with that platform is very important because that's where you actually place a trade. That's what you use for technical analysis, and every trader has their own way of doing things. Their implementation, their platform would definitely look different from other brokers. So this is something that you have to choose, be comfortable with your own broker. And yes, as I told that I will share my experience with different brokers and why I am doing Jirodha, why I am settling on Jirodha. I will talk about that also. So apart from broker, we have other authorities also which are very important. We needed a regulatory authority, and in India it is SEBI. So what these regulatory authorities do, that they decide the policies which govern exchanges. They decide the policies which govern any share. So any company, if they have to be enlisted on any of these exchanges, what are the things that need to be followed, how you have to find that if a company is fraudulent, there are certain money that has to be put if the share has to be issued. If IPO is going to come, it has to go through a process. It needs to be done in certain way. That framework is decided by these regulatory authority. Now this is depository participant. In India we have NSDL and CDSL. This is something that a lot of people don't know, but then they don't require to know as well. Mostly when you are transferring your demat account, your shares, your holdings from one broker to another, that's when it is required to know, because the charge or the fees that a broker charges you for transference depends on whether you are transferring from NSDL to NSDL or CDSL to NSDL, or crisscross, so this is something that is required to know when you are actually transferring your holdings from one broker to another. Otherwise, we remain oblivious of the fact whatever depository participant is there, it does not make much difference. Now, government is very important because as we see that we have this regulatory authority, but then members of regulatory authorities are itself decided by government. So the role of government is very important, and government can always make any policy and just enforce it. So government is ultimate, it can make or break a economy. Now, this was very evident during Gujarat elections when news media, they just flashed the news that Congress is leading in the Gujarat election. Whole market came down. So just, and this was very funny, when I saw that Congress is leading and that's why market is falling. So what does this imply? That Congress, coming of Congress in the market is something market does not like, is not good for economy, and then the implication is very clear that we should not we should not vote for Congress, you know. So this was being told indirectly that if Congress comes, then everything is going to fall, our economy is going to fall, stock market is going to go down, and that means that coming of Congress, winning of Congress in election is not good for the is not good for the country. So this is something that we have to understand, that if our market has to do good, then we need a good regulatory authority, and that's why we don't need Congress in the government, and that is what I have the feeling. But then I don't belong to any political party. I don't have any vested interest in any political party. This is something just which was very clear from the news which was flashed on that day, and that's what I'm saying. So what to whichever party you vote, that is up to you. But then, as per my analysis, the meaning which I can take is, if Congress comes, everything falls, then Congress should not come in the government for sure. And also, I hope this you have found this video good. And if you have any further queries, and if you think that there are certain things that you would like to know which I can deliver here, or you think that some additions can be done here, then do write in the comment section. And also let me know whether you found this useful, because I want to do these videos from the very start, because when I see in the questions in my WhatsApp group which were very basic, so through this video I just am trying to answer them. So that's it guys, thanks for watching, bye for now.